The truck made to do it all. 2023 GMC Sierra 2500 four-wheel drive crew cab AT4 in Summit White over jet black with Kalahari accents. With the AT4, you're going to get off-road suspension. We're going to show you the power of this Duramax Turbo V8, go through the interior, and to compare this to a Ford, a Ram, and a Nissan. I'm Anthony from Hawkeye Rides. I'm going to go over all the specs and details, starting now. The GMC Sierra 2500 AT4 has a dominant stance because it's almost as tall as me. So when you take this into a parking lot, it's going to be long, it's going to be wide. They didn't do too much to the front fascia, but a mid-cycle refresh for 24 is coming. They're going to clean up the grille with dual path air. Induction system helps cool down the engine through the hood scoop and large grille to optimize horsepower trailering performance. 28-inch variable speed cooling fan helps maintain optimal operation temperature for the engine. The factory installed diesel after run feature helps cool down the engine after heavy usage. The headlamp assembly, rework that lower part with the D-structure fog lamps. Everything is LED with this. We have added skid plates, added ground clearance. Because it's the AT4, vertical recovery hooks are going to be red with the gloss black surrounding it. And this is going to be long, 250 inches with the wheelbase at 159 inches. I mean, it is a monster of a truck. 20-inch, 6 double-spoke alloy wheels. The Denali AT4 has an independent front suspension, a live axle suspension, including 2-stage semi-elliptical rear springs to balance the payload and manage the ride quality. Axle ratio 3.42. Ruggedness is what you're getting when you get into the AT4. So it's going to really go more towards the Ford and the Ram. Nissan does a great job, but this is going to have a little bit more capacity and power underneath it. More towing and payload than the Ram 2500 6.7 liter Cummins turbo diesel and Ford F250 6.7 liter turbo diesel. Available max towing up to 21,130 pounds. Max payload at 4,196 pounds. The only 6-function multi-pro tailgate. So go inside to your cargo at 75.4 inches. The height at 22.4 inches, between the wheel well housing at 50.63 inches, giving us a total of 62.9 cubic feet. LED lighting is going to be in the bed. You got your bed liner. Let's go inside, start up this turbo diesel so you can hear that exhaust. And anytime you get a turbo diesel, especially a 6.6 liter, it's going to be a lot of performance numbers underneath it. And they back the performance with a 6.6 liter Duramax turbo diesel V8 engine, producing 445 horsepower and 910 pound-feet of torque. That's paired to a 10-speed Allison automatic transmission. That's good for a 0 to 60 under 7 seconds with a quarter mile around 15 seconds and a top speed around 100 miles an hour. Now with these numbers in spec, you got to start thinking, what does this really conquer? Well, it definitely conquers your everyday use and above and beyond, because this is a workaholic type of truck. AT4, you're going to be able to conquer off-roading performance. The mid-cycle refresh is going to increase more power and more ruggedness out from the exterior, and obviously going to rework the interior. Let me know in the comments what you think about the 2023 GMC Sierra 2500 AT4. As we go inside, go over the tech and take this for our drive. Entering inside the GMC Sierra 2500 AT4. Power running boards make it easy. The diesel is just going to be more powerful in the drive. Headroom starts at 43 inches, legroom at 44.5 inches. Jet black Kalahari 10-way power seat adjustment for the front seats. They're heated, they're ventilated. AT4 badging in both of the front seat. The dashboard has the old design from 2020, so you still have the two glove box, but the depth in the new version will be a little bit better. Storage pocket on the top, flat dashboard layout with an 8-inch touchscreen without navigation. We have Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, Sirius XM, AM, FM, streaming Bluetooth audio. You also have your quick wedges here. You can click onto your trailering. This is something that helps out whenever you have big trucks like this, because it goes through a checklist and you can pretty much do every single thing that you need for your trailer setup. Go back into the home button, switch it to reverse. We have a reverse camera with trajectory. You can change that to have it for the tow lineup, and you could zoom in to make it easy for your towing. Working underneath, you'll have some button functionality, your dual climate control setting, and more buttons that make it like an airplane. With a home plug, a USB-C, A, and 12 volt. Storage is immense here. You can just throw your phone any which way. Cup holders, a 32 ounce, should be efficient to sit. It's going to be pretty soft for your elbows. Open up inside, and it's a deep storage pocket with another USB A and C port. The steering wheel is a leather wrap 4-spoke multi-function with the GMC badging that mimics the grille outside. The gauge cluster has a TFT display in the center that you can go through an array of information for the driver, putting your sound system, your navigation, your phone. More button functionality on the side with the D-structure air vent, whereas on that one, still a D-structure, just no buttons. So they really go crazy with buttons. Your grab handle to make it easy to get inside. Everyday materials on the top of the door panel. Memory for the driver. One touch up and down for the front windows. Soft for your elbows or your armrests. You have a simulated carbon fiber look, a long storage pocket, a little narrow to get in with the D-structure sound system. For the back seat, I'm at 40.1 inches of headroom, 43.4 inches of legroom, and it is a lot of space. You can fold these seats up at a 60-40 split. You have a divider tray here. The floor is relatively flat. You also have a storage pocket right here behind both of the side seats. 2 USB-C ports, your 12-volt heated rear seats with your air vents, cup holders in the center, storage behind both of the front seats. The door panel gets your everyday material, and it's going to be soft for your elbows, one touch down with a simulated carbon fiber look. Storage pocket is going to be pretty long, just a little narrow in the depth. Sitting into the center, headroom, no issues. Nor is legroom, feet, butt, or shoulder space. I have a substantial amount of room. 3 adults by dimensions or even bigger can fit without any issues at all. 910 pound-feet of torque with 445 horsepower. It is crazy. Going back to some of the comparison, this is going to have more interior compartments and storage, more towing than the Nissan. This will be a little bit less in the interior luxury than the Ram, and it will have more capabilities than the Ford 250 because you could put 500 pounds on each corner, so 4 corners of that, where you cannot do that with the Ford. So you have a lot of power capacity. I'm not a big fan of this thrown in dashboard. I kind of wish that they would have given us the refresh here because it really does highlight the elements of the Sierra. And the same thing on the exterior, but with the 2024, everything is going to be gun-ho and ready to go. I'm going to show you a little bit of performance with this diesel turbo right here. Obviously, visibility is not an issue. You get the turbo sound that comes in, which when you get this variant of an engine, you're not going to mind that at all. It's wide, it's long, it's boxy. It definitely feels very strong and athletic. The AT4 carries on in the interior with the two-tone. As for your brakes, not really going to stop on a dime. It's a very heavy truck, but it can do pretty decent with that. And I mean, going over speed humps or your everyday use, it just is something that you're going to have to get used to because you're at 250 inches roughly. The width is over 80 inches wide. So you have a huge truck which pretty much takes all of the lane up, and when you park, the back is going to hang out a little bit. Now, obviously, with every review, there's pros and cons. That's what we're gonna touch base with now. What I like about this is how much you can do with it, and the price tag isn't like $100,000. So when you're looking at a truck that can conquer everything that this can, with towing, with payload, with interior space, it's not lacking with technology, just with the screen and obviously the digital readout that you will be getting on the refresh. The second thing that I like about it is when you're just cruising, you don't really hear anything in the interior. The sound deadening to this is better than the 1500. The last thing that I like is something that is essential for every large truck: the power adjustments for the side view mirrors. You can extend it out more, you can extend it in, and obviously you can power fold them. I like the design to this because it functions all ways, and making it a little bit easier for me to see how long the back is, because this is a long truck. There we go. Three things that I dislike: if you have the steering turned a certain way and you try to start the car, it gives you a lot of issues, and it's kind of hard to start the car. It almost makes you feel like the car is dead, the battery's dead, or you're completely out of gas. The second thing that I dislike about the vehicle is when you're looking for this type of truck, the Ram in the interior outperforms it with luxury. Turn radius at more or less a stop point. This is a long vehicle, so expect it. It's there about three and a part lanes, and it picks up and goes like it should. You're gonna be hitting about 2.5 RPM at all times because of the weight of the truck. It doesn't feel overly heavy with the pedal, so that is a good thing in the sense of if you need this sucker to go and pass somebody, you can do so. The last thing that I dislike is the multi-tailgate. It's awesome that you have the ability to function in 6 different ways. It's just very heavy. It's not something that you could do quickly, and some of the movements take a little bit longer than it should in the sense of it to be an easy access tailgate. Overall build though, it is a great truck. It has a lot of power underneath it. It definitely will outconquer the Nissan Titan. As for the Ford F-250, I think they did a great job with that vehicle. The sound deadening will be the best in that one, and then this one will be the second best. I'd like to thank Coast GMC for giving us this 2023 GMC Sierra 2500 AT4 for our car review. If you're already a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Hawkeye community. If not, I don't know what you're waiting for. Click the next video and the subscribe button. Check out the merchandise, Instagram, and website, and everything we do here at Hawkeye Rides.